Express collided head-on with a trailer at Awasi. This is in Kisumu County. And a bit earlier on, we spoke to Laura Otieno on phone, but we now have her live via, of course, our camera there in Kisumu County. Laura, what's the latest?
Well, indeed, Wahiga, now we are waiting for the regional police commissioner to make his way to the Jaramogi Oginga Odinga Teaching and Referral Hospital, where 38 of the survivors of that crash were rushed. We have managed to speak to some of them, but of course they're indicating that most of them were asleep when the accident occurred. Therefore, the details are a bit hazy. But of course, now we're waiting for the regional police commissioner to come and paint a clear picture on exactly what happened, because so far the information we have gathered is that the Eldoret Express bus was on its way from Siaya, and it had come from Siaya, picked passengers in Kisumu, and it was on its way to Nairobi before it met its fate at Pala area in Awasi at around 2:30 a.m. As we had earlier indicated, Wahiga, is that the police, the Kisumu County Police Commander Benson Maweo had indicated that the wreckage of that car had been towed to Awasi police station, but then the survivors have been rushed to various hospitals, but 38 of them are here at the Jaramogi Oginga Odinga Teaching and Referral Hospital receiving treatment, of course, and we are waiting for an official statement from the commander, the regional commissioner, and of course the regional traffic police boss. So far, Zayed earlier indicated, Wahiga, there's a sort of crisis here at the Jaramogi Oginga Odinga Teaching and Referral Hospital, because the doctors are still on strike. Therefore, there are nurses and clinical officers attending to the patients that were brought in at this particular facility. So, of course, we are waiting for the details from the police commissioner to understand really what happened on that road, which is has various places that have been marked as black spots. Remember, we're also heading into the festivities, and also we are expecting that there'll be a lot of activities that will be happening on that road. So, of course, we also expect the traffic police boss to be talking matters safety on how exactly they plan to educate motorists and drivers who will be using that road. So, of course, right now, any minute now, we understand that the regional police commissioner will be walking into this facility. So, of course, we are waiting for the official brief from the commissioner, and then we will be bringing you up to speed with details as they unfold. Of course, we are looking to get survivor accounts of that particular incident, and of course, we will be bringing you up to speed with those details, Wahiga.
Laura, in terms of the situation at the hospital, are you saying there are no doctors or there are few doctors? What is the hospital administration telling you? What are you seeing with your own eyes?
Wahiga, there are no doctors. Remember, there was a general health workers strike here in Kisumu County that lasted about 3 weeks. And last week we saw a part of those health workers sign a return to work formula with the county government. Those are the clinical officers, the laboratory officers, as well as nurses. So, of course, right now the people that are attending, or the personnel attending to the victims of the crash that were brought here, are nurses and clinical officers. But doctors have still down their tools. They're indicating that there are sort of some grievances that they want addressed before they can resume duty. So across Kisumu County, not only this particular hospital, across the entire county, even in other hospitals where the victims have been rushed, no doctors are rendering services. Therefore, they are dependent on the services being offered by nurses and clinical officers, and other concerned health persons are the ones that are attending to the victims. So, of course, we also expect that perhaps there will be an official statement from the hospital itself on exactly how it intends to manage that particular case. But then remember, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, which is basically the largest referral hospital within the region, has a private wing which usually contracts some private doctors. So, of course, we'll also be speaking to the administration of the hospital just to see if they have contracted the services of those private doctors who operate within this particular facility. So, as at now, no doctors, public doctors, so to call them, are operating across the county, and therefore so far we have seen nurses and clinical officers attending to the 38 victims of the crash that were brought to this facility, Wahiga.
Laura, briefly tell me a little bit about this. A lot of Kenyans online saying that if that nighttime travel ban that was in effect between January to about mid-February 2018 was still quote-unquote operational, this would not have happened. Your thoughts on that?
Well, indeed, Wahiga, because so far from what we have gathered is that the accident occurred when the driver of the bus tried to negotiate, was trying to overtake a tractor, but then he came head-on collision with a trailer. And just to paint a picture of that Awasi road, it is quite a narrow strip, remember, so there have been concerns. Of course, some of the people are asking, should the night travel ban be effected once again? Because as I had indicated earlier, we're heading back into the festivities there, as we are expecting to see a lot of travel on various roads, many people making their way into and out of major towns. So of course, perhaps the traffic commander will be shedding light on that, if now it's also upon the various concerned ministries to see whether they will be reinstating that night travel ban, just to ensure the safety of motorists and passengers who are traveling at night. But then remember, there were during that ban, Wahiga, there are some certificates, some compliance certificates that buses or groups, circles that have buses, they were supposed to comply with a certain set of rules. So of course we'll also be scrutinizing to see whether this ill-fated bus had some of the minimum requirements, including 2 turnboys, because that was 2 drivers, because those are some of the regulations, that a bus traveling at night had to have a driver and another driver on standby as well. So of course we'll also be looking into the account. Of course, we're waiting for the regional commissioner to give us those details, whether they have already gathered enough data to ascertain whether the bus that was traveling at night had met the required minimal standards that were set during that night travel ban time, Wahiga.
Thank you so much, Laura. Lots of questions. Hopefully we'll be able to get some answers for our viewers a bit later on. We'll be talking to you later on. Laura Otieno, they're live for us from Kisumu County, just giving us an explanation about the ill-fated journey of that Eldoret Express bus from Siaya headed to Kisumu, and of course the accident that happened at the Pala area in Awasi, Kisumu County, where 13 people have lost their lives and at least 38 people have been injured. Some rushed to the Jaramogi Oginga Odinga Teaching and Referral Hospital, and others to other medical facilities within the same area as well. I'll be giving you more updates shortly on the same.